5, kwa sababu zile zingine 5 zinaenda kwa hizo services ambayo cooperative inafanya. Ndio kwa sababu unapata ni bei 50, lakini mkulima mwenyewe anapata shilingi 45. Bei ya chakula nina haki. Wakulima wamekuja mbele yangu kusema bei ya chakula iko juu kabisa. Serikali ifanye maanani kuona ya kwamba bei iko chini. Juzi tumekuwa, rais amekuwa kule Meru na Mount Kenya dairy, akapeana machine ya kutengeneza chakula, akapeana msaada kutoka kwa serikali ya shilingi milioni 200 ili Meru dairy waweze kutengeneza chakula cha ng'ombe ambayo sasa bei itakuwa chini, na serikali iko tayari kusaidia mashirika mengine kuona ya kwamba hii bei ya chakula iko chini. Na pia unajua ile miradi serikali inasaidia wakulima kwa kupeana mbolea ambao bei ni nafuu kwa shilingi 2,500. On the issue of Sasra, I have said here severally that we need to strengthen Sasra. That one I don't want to repeat it. But on the guarantee of losses of funds, we have introduced, and this issue is coming before you, honorable members, we are now introducing deposit guarantee fund within the amendment in the SACCO to protect SACCO members who are likely to lose their deposits when SACCOs go under receivership. Thank you.
Waziri, sawa nitakupea, lakini I wanted to also, you know, once when you are chairing, sometimes you give an opinion. Several CS you have referred to this matter that Sasira has no capacity, because you are the CS in charge of Sasira. What is making Sasira to be weak, and that you cannot be able to sort out, especially is it financing? What is it that Sasira is not working? Because you know cooperative is the way to go nowadays. Every crop that we have should go the cooperative way. But if Sasira is weak and it is the regulator, so maybe you can give us commitment on the intentions. What do you intend to do to Sasira, so that this body can have power and keep Honorable CS. But Honorable CS, before you answer me, huyu mjumbe wa Embu anakaa jaridhika na jibu lako, na ni mkulima wa maziwa.
Bwana Waziri, umejibu vizuri kusema kuna kiwanda itajengwa Meru ya kutengeneza chakula ndio bei irudi chini, na tunakumbuka hata rais wakati alikuwa Meru alisema mambo ya semen itakuwa natoka kama shilingi 1 ndio mkulima avaindike. Shinda ni wakati kulitangazwa na rais akasema lita 1 itakuwa natoka shilingi 50. Lakini Bwana Waziri, wakati umekuja hapa katika Kenya, watu wakiangalia kusema inafaa itoke shilingi 45 na hii shilingi 5 kuna mali itaenda, na mkulima unajua kwa na shinda kule mashinani tukua viongozi. Hakuna bali aliambua shilingi 5 kuna mali inaenda. Inaonekana hiyo ni kama kupotosha watu wa Kenya. Na tunakuheshimu kama unafanya kazi mzuri sana. Na tunajua utarainisha. Tafadhali ungesaidia mkulima wa maziwa awache kutaapika. Kama chakula itarudi chini, wakati hiyo bei itarudi chini, ndio mkulima anunue angalau shilingi 50, rais wa Kenya alisema. Asante Bwana Speaker.
Mheshimiwa, nimesema rais alitangaza ya kwamba mkulima atapata shilingi 50,000. Na jambo hilo lilifanyika karibu mwaka moja na nusu ambayo uliopita. Na sasa mimi nataka nikuhakikishie hili jambo nitaangalia kwamba mkulima apate hiyo 50. Tuwe na njia ambayo mkulima atapata hiyo 50, kwa sababu rais mwenyewe alisema ya kwamba ati mkulima apate 50. Hakusema cooperative ipate 50 alafu ikate. Hilo ndio jambo tunataka tuangalie. Na hiyo nakubali na wewe. Mambo ya SASRA, Mr. Speaker. SASRA is a supervisory authority. We want this sector to be self-regulating. SASRA charges a percentage of the deposit as a fee to carry out supervision. But where the problem has been this levy has been treated by Treasury as a tax. So it is collected by SASRA, taken to Treasury, and then Treasury has to return it to SASRA. That process takes time. And as you know, any levy in this country is not a tax. It's retained, even the fuel levy is retained to carry out what it's supposed to do with the relevant authority. So that's why we are saying that this levy, because we have been collecting, SASRA has been collecting around 800 million Kenya shillings to carry out its supervisory work. But the money that it gets back from the Treasury after collecting 800 has never exceeded 500 million Kenya shillings. So they have a gap, entire gap of 300 million that the money it has collected, but it has not been remitted there. That is an administrative bottleneck that has been there, which we have now discussed with Treasury, that this money, once collected, must be retained by SASRA and be used for the intended purposes. I'm hopeful that this year that will be implemented, and that will be one way of making SASRA financially strong to carry out its responsibility. Thank you.
That's a good response. Honorable Senators, that's the end of the questions from the honorable members. So, Honorable CS, I want to thank you for appearing before the Senate this morning. You have satisfactorily answered the questions from the members of the Senate, and you have referred only one matter about the ASRA fund that will come back to this House with a full report. So I think you can now have your leave because we are done with you. Thank you very much indeed for not shying away from appearing before the Senate. Okay, thank you and your team. PS Kiremi, thank you very much indeed, and the entire team. Next on the clerk.
Order number 8, motion, reconstitution of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare.
Majority Leader.
Yeah, there was a communication. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move the following motion, which is a reconstitution of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare, that notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on the 12th of February 2025 on the approval of senators to serve in the various standing committees of the Senate and pursuant to Standing Order 197, 199, and 228, following the nomination of the SBC, the Senate approves the nomination of Senator Joe Nyutu to serve in the Committee on the Labor and Social Welfare to replace Senator Gloria Orwoba. This is a very straightforward issue, Mr. Speaker. It's just about replacement of a colleague who has ceased being a senator. It's a matter of public knowledge. And therefore, given that this Labour Committee is an extremely important committee that handles critical matters, we felt as SBC that it will be unfair to continue with less membership. So that's why we are making this request. I'll request the senator for... I'm not sure he knows what... Mr. Speaker, I want to request...
Why are you being distracted by
I'm being
Senator
distracted.
Medhu, and you are falling prey?
Allow me to request the senator for Laikipia, Senator Kinyua, to second, because at least he has been in the House and he knows what is happening. Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kinyua.
Mr. Speaker, naunga mkono mswada huo kwa sababu ni mwenyewe unasema ya kwamba kamati ni mpaka ziwe na watu ambao wamewajibika, watu ambao wanaweza kujadili masuala kwa kindani, na hasa hiyo kamati ya ufanyikazi. Nashukuru, naunga mkono.
Senator Tams, you can make access to this other side of the house. Honorable Senators, I propose the question that notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on 12th February 2025 on the approval of senators to serve in various standing committees of the Senate and pursuant to standing orders 197, 199, and 228, following nomination by the Senate Business Committee, the Senate approves the nomination of Senator Joe Nyutu MP to serve in the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare to replace Senator Gloria Oroba. I can see some members want to speak to this motion. Senator Medhu. Is that the mood of the House? Let us first confirm that we have quorum. Oh, 2 minutes. But meanwhile, the mover can reply. Just reply. Say you reply.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity to reply on the addition of Senator Joe Nyutu to this committee because of reasons that are well known to the House, that we need people who can serve in committees, Mr. Speaker, and provide guidance. Mr. Speaker, this is not a very complicated matter, and given that we have sufficient quorum required to transact this business, Mr. Speaker, I beg to reply.
Yeah, we have senators, all the senators. Senator Medhu, you have done a commendable job to work. You know, you are working on behalf of Senator Boni Karwale. I think you should get that promotion. Boni is my cousin. Okay, senators, I propose the question that notwithstanding the resolution of the Senate made on 12th February 2025 on the approval of senators to serve in the various standing committees of the Senate and pursuant to standing orders 197, 199, and 228, following nomination by the Senate Business Committee, the Senate approves the nomination of Senator Joe Nyutu, MP, to serve in the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare to replace Senator Gloria Oloba. As many of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
Well, as many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next, Honor.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Health on the inspection tour of health facilities in West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, and Turkana counties. Resumption of debate interrupted on Tuesday, 5th August 2025.
Unajua safari za hao huyu anaweza piga simu ambie weka haina nani speaker ndio hiyo ni mambo ya speaker sawa hiyo sababu kweli unajua simdanganye huyu zetu
Senator Mariam, you have a balance of 54 minutes. You may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, yesterday I left when moving the report of the Standing Committee of Health in inspection of the tour of the health facility in West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, and Turkana County. Madam Speaker, during the visit, Madam Speaker, during the visit to the committee obtained the need for corporations and corporates to ensure the effective functions of the devolution health functions to strengthen the oversight over the utilization of the resource allocated to the counties for the health purpose. There needs to strengthen the oversight role of the county assembly at the local level to improve the accountability and the service delivery. For example, conducting regular inspection visit in the county health facilities. So far, we have visited 18 counties, Madam Speaker, and and also we have to also proactive scrutiny of the county procurement process, and particularly related to the procurement of drugs and medical supply. The committee further observed the counties has started the capital incentive and health projects, whose construction has since stalled. Those operationalization was yet to be realized. Further, there are needs to ensure that the primary health care facilities, e.g. dispensaries, which has been established during the early years of devolutions, were made operationalization. Trans Nzoia County, for instance, first installed project estimated to be valued 2.5 billion. Notably, the 1.6 Trans Nzoia teaching referral hospital, which remain incomplete despite 98% of the contract sum already paid. And this hospital was intended to provide specialized medical service, but at the time of preparing this report, it was far behind the schedule and casting the doubt on its completion. Madam Speaker, the committee noted most health facilities did not have the requisite number of the health care personnel working in the critical department, maternity, emergency, and specialized care units, and that various departments in the hospitals were faced with a high workload and staff shortage. The health facilities face understaffing and lack of qualified personnel to operate a new infrastructure, and further delay in operationalization even when the construction is complete. The staff shortage are retirement exhibited by the retirement and resignations, deaths, and non-implementations of approved staffing establishment by the county government, leading to the demotivations and the poor service delivery. The committee also observed that the lack of the three-phase electricity had to be the county being unable to utilize specialized equipment, CT scan machines and meds equipment. More broadly, many healthcare facilities in Kenya lack reliable and sufficient electricity to support a modern model medical apparatus, and it is estimated that approximately 26% of the health facilities nationally lack the electricity. There is therefore a need for the counties to prioritize the procurement and installation of unnecessary electrical components like transformer and the step-down switch to enable the use of the specialized equipment. The committee further notes that the need for the counties to address low moral amongst the community health workers arising from the failure to pay stipend in timely manner. The committee also found that the poor security measures at most of the facilities observed, including lack of incomplete fencing, lack of CCTV surveillance system, and pose the security risk to the patients, health workers, and valuable medical equipment. There are therefore needs to improve security measures at the county health facilities. This, Madam Speaker, this issue of security which end up in patient losing their life, Madam Speaker. In the light of the above, further noted that the cross-cutting challenges of the committee recommend the county government of Trans Nzoia, Turkana, West Pokot County should ensure the proper security infrastructure for proper security measures. Secondly, that to enhance accountability and own source revenue, all the revenue collected pointed in all the public facilities should be automated, and further ensure that the operationalization of the facility improvement legislation. Thirdly, the committee further noted that in collaboration with the county public service board, there should be a regular recruitment of the health workers and promotion in equal measures to enhance the continued supply of the workforce and ensure the work's morale. Fourthly, respectively, the county should pursue a venue to actualize the employment of the health workers on the contract to internship terms so as to temporarily cure the huge staffing gaps. The county assembly and the county executive should be disarmed from relocating fund meant for the healthcare, particularly with regard to the fund embarking for the development so as to ensure the continuity of the projects to complete. Madam Speaker, the committee wishes to extend its appreciation to the county, Trans Nzoia, Turkana, West Pokot counties, and the respective executive committee members for their inputs, submissions, and evidence produced during the oversight tour. Further, the committee extends their appreciation to the Speaker of the County Assembly in the 3 counties and the members of the County Assembly Committee for their facilitation and participation. The committee is also grateful to the members of the staff and other stakeholders in the healthcare facilities visited during the tour for the submission, which has greatly enhanced the evidence and analyzed during the process of this report. Madam Speaker, finally, I acknowledge appreciate the member of the committees for dedications and the commitment during the gathering of the evidence, drafting of these reports, and setting out the conclusion and the recommendation. Further, appreciation goes to the Office of the Speaker of the Senate and the Office of the Clerk of the Senate for the continued support to the committee during the execution of its mandate. Madam Speaker, it is now my pleasant duty and privilege to present this report for the Standing Committee on Health for consideration and approval by the House pursuant to the Standing Order 2236 of the Standing Order of the Senate. Madam Speaker, I call upon Senator Cherargei to second. Thank you.
Senator Cherargei.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I want to thank Senator Sheikh Omar for the Vice Chairperson of Health Committee of this House for ably moving. She has been overworking. Madam Speaker, I remember the last time you exited the seat, we were in the same place, same setting, same actors, Madam Speaker. So it's very coincidental. I was just remembering. I want to thank Senator Sheikh Omar, the Vice Chairperson of the committee. I want to thank the Committee of Health for the good job that they have done. Madam Speaker, just to repeat what I had said yesterday, is that we need to continually encourage our committees, the Senate, to still engage. Let us go and do stock taking. Madam Speaker, I'm saying this because I'm aware next week we shall be breaking off for devolution conference in Homa Bay, the county of endless potential, to stock review of devolution for the last from 2013. Madam Speaker, I often say, and I want to repeat, that the true test of devolution will only be measured to the success of health sector, because health touches each and every Kenyan, whether you come from Mombasa County, Migori, Nandi, Nairobi, Mandera, Elgeyo Marakwet County, Madam Speaker, it touches you even in Tana River. So the success story of devolution will be solely based majorly on the issue of health sector. I want to encourage the health committee to move around the counties. Let them give us the true facts. And Madam Speaker, I have noted specific trend that is common denominator in all counties or county working visits by most committees, especially on health, specifically on functionality, the infrastructure, the staffing or human resource, and the ICT or the use of technology in the health sector, and also the challenges that is almost common, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, on this working visit of Trans Nzoia, West Pokot, and Turkana counties, Madam Speaker, yesterday we had an issue of discussing Kwale, Mombasa, and Taita Taveta. Madam Speaker, on the issue of Trans Nzoia County, it's experienced similar. What I have noticed, Madam Speaker, on most of the counties is the issue of expiry of drugs, especially in our health facilities, both at the county referral hospitals to the county level. Even in Nandi, we have similar challenges of expired drugs. I don't know where the people who are in charge of health departments, Madam Speaker, are doing, and the KEMSA and other state actors to ensure that we don't supply expiry of drugs is a bigger challenge. And I don't know what evaluation and monitoring unit is doing to ensure they address the issue of expiry of drugs in our counties, Madam Speaker. Especially when you look at Kitale County Referral Hospital, I'm happy the stakeholders of County Assembly, the area senator was there, Madam Speaker, and the challenge, another challenge I saw, one is the expiry of drugs, and we must take a position. It cannot be that Kenyans come to get medication, but they go worse because of being administered with fake expired drugs, Madam Speaker. I want to call upon the Ministry of Health, KEMSA, and other actors to ensure we go and ensure that the drugs are being dispensed in our hospitals and facilities are not expired. I visited Kapsabet County Referral Hospital in Kapsabet. You found expired drugs. I went to Maraba Sub-County Hospital, similar story. Madam Speaker, I've gone to Chepteruai, Nyayo Ward in Masab Sub-County, Madam Speaker. Even in Nandil Sub-County Hospital. Even when I visited Mosoriat Hospital, Sub-County Hospital, you get expired drugs that are being eaten. In fact, when I went to Mosoriat Sub-County Hospital, it was interesting because they had eaten it by the kitchen so that no one can notice. Why don't they incinerate or dispose of the expired drugs? So what you see also in Kitale County Referral Hospital and most of the facilities in Trans Nzoia is the issue of expired drugs, which is common in all counties. There is also poor security measures, which we had a story in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital where a child was lost, a newborn baby was being lost. And that matter is actively being investigated by the DCI Kapsabet, and I hope it shows that there is lack of security. You saw in KNH, one of our biggest Kenyatta National Hospitals, Madam Speaker, a patient was killed and was not the first, it was the second patient. And I'm happy CS Douala has indicated that Kapsabet, not Kapsabet, Kenyatta National Hospital should have a 24-hour surveillance courtesy of CCTVs. When you go to Trans Nzoia hospitals, West Pokot, and Turkana, there is lack of security, Madam Speaker, and therefore, the issue of CCTV surveillance must be encouraged so that we don't see what we see in Kenyatta National Hospital, where a patient was killed. And I hope the KMPTC will ensure, and I remember there was also another lady that lost a child out of medical negligence. I hope the necessary state actors can look. So the issue of surveillance systems within our hospitals must be improved. Madam Speaker, it is very unfortunate that we are also discussing the issue of ambulance. Limited ambulance, for example, in Trans Nzoia County, Madam Speaker, that they lack ambulance. But the governor of Trans Nzoia is busy oversighting national government, and he cannot even buy an ambulance. Madam Speaker, it's very unfortunate. I saw him questioning where did the money come that was given to Harambee Stars come from. If he cannot purchase an ambulance, he doesn't have a local standard to even discuss national issues, Madam Speaker. So it is very unfortunate that Trans Nzoia County is a going concern, Madam Speaker, on the issue of ambulance. And even the issue of CCTV, the issue of surveillance, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, so we must agree. Even the issue of theater at Kitale County Referral Hospital, it is in dilapidated condition. And the only thing that the governor has done is to run away by upgrading Kijana Wamalwa Hospital, instead of visiting Kitale County Referral Hospital, Madam Speaker, which is in a pathetic situation. Madam Speaker, you are aware, and I want to thank the great people of Trans Nzoia, and by extension the Mulembe Nation, because they are doing a good job. Madam Speaker, what better can Kitale County Referral Hospital have than a functional maternity hospital? Madam Speaker, the Mulembe Nation is giving birth at a good rate that I think the northern part of Kenya is also trying, but they are not at that part. Because maternity ward in Kitale, Madam Speaker, is doing very well. And therefore it needs to be improved. Because if you see an average of 650 deliveries annually, Madam Speaker, the maternity, and that is why, Madam Speaker, to be fair, I don't want to appear, people think that we are playing politics. But if you cannot fix maternity wing, maternity hospital, maternity, and the people have done a good job, men and women of this country, men of Trans Nzoia, are giving us good work. You know the reason China, Madam Speaker, and US are doing well is because of population. The market, you cannot sell when you don't have people, Madam Speaker. Yeah? And I don't know why the senator of Tharaka Kataya Mwenda is laughing. I think they should borrow lessons from men of Trans Nzoia and Mulembe Nation on how to execute some of these duties. So we challenge the governor of Trans Nzoia, instead of singing Tawe everywhere, he should fix maternity wing in Kitale County Referral Hospital and stop disturbing the party leader of DAP, Wamalwa, CS Eugene Wamalwa. On the issue of laboratory, there was another challenge. I think the issue of pharmacy we have mentioned, the issue of security, and even tied up to maternity is a pediatric wing. And it is important that your visitors on the gallery, most of them are still young, and I know they visit pediatrician. So we want when the children are given birth, under Article 53, child's best interest, they are taken to pediatric doctor, they receive good medical care, they grow into bouncing baby boys and baby girls. Although I had, Madam Speaker, as we go to the, from where I come, this is August, there is a lot of ceremonies around. I don't know whether Malinya will have the bullfighting or is it up to December. But there are so many ceremonies, especially weddings, pre-weddings, and we want them when consummation happens, Madam Speaker, they get a good pediatric wing, especially in Kitale County Referral Hospital. And Madam Speaker, as we go to ceremonies, I have never understood, maybe the caterers, people who do catering, why would you put rice and watermelon? Madam Speaker, those people should be given notice as we go for ceremonies of August, Madam Speaker, because I don't understand why would somebody put rice and watermelon together. I think the people who do balancing, please, especially during this ceremony season, please avoid that. Finally, on the issue of Kitale, the issue of Trans Nzoia, I am to note, and I'm happy the chairperson of roads is here, is that we are doing very well in terms of share. I think 25 million Kenyans have registered. I can see there are still liabilities. I want to appeal that these liabilities of NHIF should be sorted out through FIF and ensure that share now that 25 million, Madam Speaker. When this issue of 25 million Kenyans have registered, it shows, Madam Speaker, out of 55 million Kenyans are Kenya National Bureau of Statistics of 2019. Madam Speaker, almost a half of Kenyans are now in SHA, which means all Kenyans have faith and confidence in working of SHA. Unlike the people who have been castigating this issue, I think Kenya, and I had an engagement with World Health Organization representatives, and they were telling me the issue of universal health coverage is being taken root from Kenya in Africa, Madam Speaker. So the fact that Kenyans are now registering in numbers to be part and process of SHA is a significant step in advance to universal health coverage. And I'm happy the government has started Malipo Pole Pole, that program, so that Kenyans don't have to pay the whole year, which is a significant step in access to medical care in this republic. So on this issue of NHIF liabilities, I hope and I'm happy that CS Aden Duale has stabilized the health sector and will ensure that all liabilities that within, even on the issue of KEMSA, the issue of KEMSA debt, Madam Speaker, we were told it is above 3 billion that is being owed by counties. I want to appeal that the Trans Nzoia County government pays KEMSA a debt of 106 million, just the way we saw Mombasa, even in Nandi and many others, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, and this on the issue of ambulances, we need to conclude quickly so that I can allow my colleagues to also contribute. Let me just make a few comments on West Pokot and Turkana County. Madam Speaker, on the issue of West Pokot, so the challenge in Kitale County Referral Hospital, health facilities in Kitale or in Trans Nzoia, they must be handled properly. And I want to challenge the executive, led by the governor, that the health sector in Kitale is deplorable, is dilapidated across Trans Nzoia, in all sub-counties, Madam Speaker, and ask the governor to go slow on national politics and focus majorly on what the people of Trans Nzoia elected him for, and ensure that he delivers, especially on the health sector, because that is where the cornerstone will be, and stop disturbing Eugene Wamalwa of DAP. On West Pokot, Madam Speaker, the county governor, I think the access to medical cover, I'm happy the Kenya West Pokot, there was a Kenya Medical Training College. There are 175 health operational hospitals. I think the issue here is human resource. which is common, and sufficient funding, existing oxygen plant. Madam Speaker, the governor of West Pokot, Governor Kachapin, must and should ensure that there is a functional oxygen plant for access to oxygen supplement with these facilities in West Pokot. Madam Speaker, on the issue of asbestos roofs, it has been banned in Kenya. I don't know, Madam Speaker, I don't know why they have not removed. Today need the Senate Health Committee to direct them. You know, Madam Speaker, some of these mundane issues that Governor of West Pokot should be handling should not be escalated to the Senate, even removing. And it has been banned, Madam Speaker, because they say it causes cancer. Therefore, the issue of West Pokot, we have Kapenguria County Referral Hospital. I think the issue there is expiry of drugs, demoralized work staff, where they are not even provided, apart from salary, they are not given extraneous or allowances. Madam Speaker, you remember, and I know you are guests on the gallery, some of them would want to grow to be doctors. They need to work in a clean, hygienic environment. And I remember, as even the Union of Doctors and Nurses and Health Practitioners pursue, they should ensure that, Madam Speaker, the work environment, there should be gloves, there should be hygienic, protective equipment, PEPs. And I think most of us knew these things, especially during COVID 2019. It is sad, in last year, early this year, I visited Kapsabet County Referral Hospital. And I was shocked, some of the health workers in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital was telling us when a patient comes, they have to send a patient to go and purchase gloves so that they can come and attend the patient. Apart from purchasing gloves, they have to purchase drugs. And even other liquids that normally are being given to the patients, Madam Speaker. And even they have to buy blankets. And you know those blankets that we use at home and what is being used in hospital, there is a reason that the hospital, Madam Speaker. So I was shocked that in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital, you go and buy gloves and then you come. And I agree with the doctors in Nandi and health practitioners and nurses, because how can you risk your life to get and even gloves and masks? How can you risk your life to get infected? Yet, Madam Speaker, you are aware when you are infected, you remember the story of Dr. Chacha in Kenyatta National Hospital, where when he became sick, he could not even get medical attention in Kenyatta National Hospital. Yet, Madam Speaker, it was. So it is the similar situation, Madam Speaker, that we see in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital. We are seeing it in Kapenguria. Madam Speaker, I want to call out the West Pokot Governor and Executive. How can they fail to provide privacy? The lack of curtains and bed screens. Madam Speaker, I thought curtains are being sold out in Isilia. Do they need a Senate to direct them to give privacy to patients, Madam Speaker? This is very unfortunate. These curtains and screens are things that the county should do. So if the governor and the county executive of West Pokot can not only give privacy to patients by purchase of curtains, it is very unfortunate. Madam Speaker, on the issue of maternity, I'm happy to note that the great people of West Pokot are doing a good job in terms of birth rate, but unfortunately, we need to ensure that both antenatal and postnatal care is given to our mothers and especially to children, including pediatrician cover. On the issue of pharmacy, and I'm happy the Chair of Health is in this committee, the issue of expired drugs, I think the committee should pronounce itself. We don't need, it should be a criminal offense to dispense an expired drug to any Kenyan. I think that one we should agree. Whether at referral hospitals or even at dispensaries that are 197 in West Pokot. Madam Speaker, finally on Turkana County, they visited Kangangetei Primary Health Care Camp. And on this, finally, Madam Speaker, I was disappointed because the issue of cesarean section, CS, especially to our mothers who are giving birth, Madam Speaker, I am a believer that no Kenyan mother or woman should lose their lives for giving birth, for giving life, Madam Speaker. It is very unfortunate. Even in Nandi, we are losing most of our women and mothers courtesy of giving birth because of delayed CSS, because of delay access to be given assistance to deliver, Madam Speaker. The issue of Kangate Primary Health Cup, should imagine if a mother wants to give birth in Turkana County in Kangete hospital or dispensary or primary health care, they have to travel 35 kilometers to Kamatoso Referral Hospital for CS and ultrasound. In this day and age, where the recommended, I think the recommendation under the World Health Organization, we should have a dispensary around 4 kilometers a radius. Madam Speaker, it is very unfortunate that we might lose our mothers by giving life because of negligence. Madam Speaker, another factor that I have noted is on the issue of medical negligence. We have lost lives, and I hope, and I want to request the Chair of Health and members of Health Committee, they should give us a breakdown on how many Kenyans have been lost through medical negligence, Madam Speaker. Number 2, how many cases are being handled by Kenya Medical and Practitioners Dentist Council, KMPTC, Madam Speaker, so that I want to thank President William Ruto, because in all these visits, one of the biggest support has been community health promoters. And I think the only challenge we have with CHVs in the payment of their stipend. I want to ask the Ministry of Health and our county governments through Council of Governors to fast-track the issue of stipends to community health promoters who are working, Madam Speaker, in our homes. And I'm happy when you look at the report, millions of homes of Kenyans have been visited by CHVs and CHBs, Madam Speaker, that have ensured that at least you receive treatment. Madam Speaker, there are Kenyans who are suffering from palliative care, home care, and I think with the advent of community health promoters, this was the genius masterstroke by His Excellency President William Ruto's government to ensure access to medical care is not a privilege. And I want to support the motion that has been sponsored by nominated Senator Sabina Chege, that all of us should be treated in our public health hospitals. Madam Speaker, the fact that a number of us are being treated in high-end hospitals, which are private facilities, undermines the oversight. You can imagine if Senator Faki is being treated today at Coast County Referral Hospital. The confidence and the faith and even the seriousness. Oh, okay, thank you. It normally goes there. That confidence of Senator Faki being treated at Coast General Hospital is a confidence that all public servants, from all of us, I dream of the day that a number of us will go to Kenyatta National Hospital. Although I've used it once or twice, Kenyatta National Hospital, a number of us will use public facilities. But I'm saying that the millions and millions we pay in medical insurance cover, we should give it to public health facilities so that they can be able to grow, so that they can be able to give the medical care, Madam Speaker. I am informed by an unnamed governor or a number of senior officials are traveling to seek further medical care in India, in US. Madam Speaker, we are demoralizing our young men and women who are health practitioners. They want to be treated here, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to second this motion, and I thank you.
Honourable Senators, I propose the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Health on the inspection tour of health facilities in West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, and Turkana counties laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 5th December 2024. Senator Abbas.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wish to contribute to this report. I want to thank and applaud the Committee of Health, led by the able Senator and former Governor Mandago. I've actually accompanied this committee one time to my county, and I've seen the thorough work that has been done, and I want to appreciate that. Honourable Speaker, as a devolved function, the health sector actually, since the inception of revolution, there has been a great improvement in terms of health facility, the development, facilities, and personnel. Despite having many challenges, there's improved service delivery. That the likes of KEMSA now is delivering drugs to the last mile, that every part of the country where KEMSA is supposed to deliver drugs. However, we need to decentralize drug delivery, especially for KEMSA, to be at the regional levels. Then from the regional level, they should be having some supply chain where they have warehouses to at least be able to distribute drugs in time. Madam Speaker, my county, actually, I must say that I have seen great improvement in terms of drug delivery. I have seen that today, Wajir, we used to have 1 or 2 doctors in the past. But I must say today that we have 62 doctors, of which 19 are specialist surgeons. This is actually a wonderful improvement. And I believe with the continuity of SHA and other facilities provided by the national government, we will be able to improve the health facilities in this county so much. Madam Speaker, if you look at the budgetary allocations to the health sector, actually it's still insufficient because the larger population is in the counties. But of course, 85% of the money is left in the national government covers. We want to know why all this money is being left in the counties, the national government, especially in the headquarters, when they are only managing very few level 6 hospitals and some research and those things. But I think we need actually to review the funds that's going for health facilities for the counties. Madam Speaker, I think we need to have a special fund. Currently, actually, most of the things we are depending is money coming from donors, especially the NIDA, World Bank is actually chipping in to support our health facility program in the counties. One, we're maintaining a large amount of money at the national level, and therefore we need to, as I said it, we need to revisit the budgeting of health facilities. Madam Speaker, in terms of specialists, in terms of health services, and I think even trainings. I think now almost every county is struggling hard to have its own facilities for training, especially in KMTCs, and many facilities are now being opened up with the support of the funds for the health facilities that have been done. And I think we're getting more nurses and more students at the health facilities that they're able to at least to help to at least to fill in the gap that we're experiencing in the health in the hospitals, especially in the sub-counties. The counties and sub-counties. Madam Speaker, I'm really impressed that today we have specialists in every county in Wajir, sub-county in Wajir. That actually most of the times we may not need to be driving very far distances to get services or deliveries of mammals to health centers and health facilities that are far-fetched from the main hospitals. And I'm saying that we are going to now, we are already seeing many counties that came up with a facility like level 5 hospitals. Like my place, there's a big construction that's coming up now. Hopefully it's going to be completed, that the level 5 hospital is almost done. And we're already seeing some equipment through the support of other donors. I think that will be a big improvement if that facility will be completed. Honorable Speaker, having said all that, we still have a lot of challenges in the hospitals. The bed capacities are very few. But there's a lot of challenges. What happened is most of the staffs that have been transferred from national government, the doctors, the specialists, are demoralized. That in terms of payment, it's not well taken care of. In terms of, duty allocations, I think there's a bit of problem in there's no orderly kind of promotions and allowances, and the further studies is actually a big challenge. Some of the doctors actually have left the school a long time ago and they want to continue with the studies. However, the funds are not available, and therefore some of the doctors show that they better stay around Nairobi, where they can go to classes at the convenient time, and they run away from the rural areas, especially from my places. And therefore, we need to have a program that we can be able to support the doctors, the medical doctors who have gone to school a long time ago, so that they can refresh and get specialized. However, Madam Speaker, in terms of promotions, there is lack of consideration of experience, lack of qualification. Qualification not considered, and you see most of the staff most of the hospitals have been run by junior officers, because of kind of a favorism, and that should not be the case. We must follow the ethical and the requirements and required systems like the Public Service Commission is doing it. That the counties should also have a system that they should consider things like qualification, experience, and all these things. However, what is happening currently, the appointments are being given haphazardly and through favorism and all these things, and that should be stopped. One other challenge we have is, Madam Speaker, I think there's a lot of seepage in revenue collections. Money is being collected, a lot of money is being collected, especially since Shah has come with the formation of the new Shah program. I'm seeing a lot of money being collected at the various level of the health facilities. But however, there's a lot of accountability, and I think we need to at least to make proper scrutiny and proper accountability, so that these people, the money that's been paid by the public, can be taken care of. Madam Speaker, security, actually, as the report has said, is a very crucial thing and very important for this country, because health facilities are actually a place where patients are, where drugs are available, essential drugs are being kept. If security is not enhanced, then we need to improve security, so that I think the hospital should have even its own askaris, so that we can be able to sustain, to minimize the drug theft and the security of the patients. Because what happened in Kenyatta National is so hurting that you take your person who is sick to hospital, and next day you find the person dead. This is a very unfortunate situation, and I think that's a laxity on the side of security in the hospitals. And therefore, this needs to be enhanced, so that you can be able to avoid that nature of this kind of thing not to happen again. Madam Speaker, I think one other problem we have is the support to what do you call it? Facilities like emergencies that are limited, and I think we need to improve ambulances, because I know in my place we have very, very few ambulances, and because of the condition of roads, it is not actually easy to get a vehicle in time, so they can be moving patients that need emergency attention to different places of the country. Madam Speaker, I think in this sense, as the committee requested, we need to have frequent visits to the counties, so at least we can be able to see how things are moving, so that at least we can have an oversight properly, so that the functions of the counties can be enhanced in terms of oversighting, and therefore this House must take that responsibility and visit counties. All committees, I think, should now be visiting counties instead of saying Nairobi, so that they can be able to see what is happening in the countryside, and so that the public can get their service. With those many remarks, I want to support the report, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Faki.
Asante Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii kuchangia ripoti ya kamati ya afya kutokana na ziara zao katika kaunti za Trans Nzoia, Pokot na Turkana. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni wazi kuwa kamati imefanya jambo kubwa kuweza kuzuru kaunti hizi, kuangalia hali ya taasisi za afya katika kaunti hizo. Mheshimiwa Spika, ikumbukwe kwamba afya ni moja ya zile huduma ambazo zimegatuliwa, na hapo nyuma kulikuwa na minunguniko kwamba kaunti zetu hazitoi huduma zinazostahili, na hivyo basi walikuwa wanataka huduma hizi zirudi katika serikali kuu. Mheshimiwa Spika, ripoti hii imeangazia mambo kadhaa na mimi nitazungumzia mambo 5 ama 6 ambayo nimeona kwamba haya ni muhimu. Kwa mfano, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwanza ni kuwa ipo haja ya kuzitilia nguvu county assembly zetu, mabunge yetu ya county. Mheshimiwa Spika, mara nyingi mabunge yetu ya county yana upungufu kutokana na zile fedha ambazo wanapewa, na hivyo basi hawawezi kufanya masuala ya uangalizi, yani oversight, kama vile inavyohitajika. Kwa mfano, kamati zao, Mheshimiwa Spika, hazina pesa za kutosha, na hii inatokana na kwamba zile pesa ambazo zinapewa assembly zetu ni kidogo kulingana na vile hata sheria inavyosema. Kwa mfano, Mheshimiwa Spika, tukiangalia kaunti ya Mombasa katika mwaka huu ambao tumepitisha juzi, mwaka 2025-26, kaunti ya Mombasa itapata milioni 830 ama 50 kama sikukosea, lakini fedha ambazo zilikuwa zinahitajika hasa kisheria zilikuwa ni karibu bilioni 1 ama milioni 960. Hii ni kwa sababu zile fedha ambazo zinagawanywa, Mheshimiwa Spika, hazizingatii sheria. Tukiangalia katika zile kanuni za usimamizi wa fedha za umma, yani Public Finance Management Regulations, kanuni namba 25(1) inasema kwamba fedha ambazo zitakwenda katika county assembly kwa mwaka ni 7% ya mapato yote ya county ile, ama mara 2 ya gharama za mishahara ya county ile. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, kama ingekuwa mafuatwa hii sheria kikamilifu, kaunti zetu zingeweza kupata fedha za kutosha za kuwezesha kwenda mashinani kuzuri hizi taasisi za hospitali ili kuona kwamba kazi inafanyika kama inavyostahili. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo la pili ni kwamba wanasema kuwe na ushirikiano baina ya ofisi za seneta na mabunge ya county ama mjumbe wa bunge la county ya maeneo tofauti tofauti. Mheshimiwa Spika, nikizungumzia Mombasa, mapema mwaka huu nilifanya ziara za ukaguzi katika county zetu, wadi zetu zote za Mombasa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na jambo la kusikitisha ni kwamba wabunge wengi wa bunge la county ya Mombasa walisita kuandamana na mimi katika ziara zile. Walikuwa na hofu kwamba iwapo wataonekana na mimi, itaonekana kwamba kama wao wanapinga serikali ya county ya Mombasa. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, hii nadharia kwamba ukifanya ukaguzi unampinga gavana ama ukifanya ukaguzi uko kinyume na serikali ya county ya mahali fulani, hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika ni nadharia mbovu, kwa sababu sisi ndio tunapitisha fedha zinazokwenda kwenye county, na sisi tuna jukumu Mheshimiwa Spika la kuhakikisha kwamba fedha zile zinatumika kwa yale mambo ambayo yanastahili kutumika. Hatuwezi kuwa tunapiga kelele hapa, tunatoa michango yetu kusaidia kuhakikisha kwamba pesa zinakwenda kwenye county, na zikifika kule mtu anasema kwamba fedha zile atatumia vile anavyotaka kinyume na sheria. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, ipo haja ya ushirikiano, kwa sababu seneta hawezi kuwa katika kila wodi, lakini yule bunge wa county awapo mbunge wa bunge la county atakapokuwa anashirikiana na seneta wake, wanaweza kujua ni mambo gani ambayo yanastahiki katika wodi yake, na vile vile aweze kufuatiliwa. Kwa mfano Mheshimiwa Spika, nilipozuru Mombasa nilipata ushirikiano mkubwa kutoka kwa mbunge wa bunge la wodi ya Changamwe ambaye ni Mheshimiwa Gutu, mjumbe wa wodi ya Kazandani Mheshimiwa Kushe, mbunge wa wodi ya Mwakirunge Mheshimiwa Mwinyi, mbunge wa wodi ya Mikindani Mheshimiwa Madialo. Wote hao tulishirikiana, tulitembea pamoja, tukahakikisha kwamba tunaona zile huduma ambazo wanapewa wananchi wao. Mheshimiwa Spika, masuala ya upungufu wa wafanyikazi, hili ni muhimu sana Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu huduma haziwezi kutolewa iwapo hakuna wafanyakazi wa kutosha. Mombasa tulipozuru Mheshimiwa Spika, katika kila taasisi ama kila zahanati ama kila hospitali tuliozuru kulikuwa na upungufu wa madaktari, kuna upungufu wa wauguzi, kuna upungufu wa wale wanaotoa dawa kwa wagonjwa. Vile vile pia kuna upungufu wa hata wale wafanyaji kazi wa hali ya chini ambao wanatoa huduma za ufagiaji ama za usafi katika taasisi zile. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, tatizo moja ambalo kubwa tulilipata ni kuwa kuna wengi walikuwa wanaajiriwa na ile taasisi ama ile facility, lakini kaunti ya Mombasa ilikuwa imetoa agizo kwamba hakuna taasisi kuajiri, na taasisi walikuwa wanaajiri kutokana na yale mapato ambayo walikuwa yanapatikana. Kwa hivyo, kwa sababu hiyo kuzuiliwa kuajiri, Mheshimiwa Spika, kulikuwa kuna shida kwamba hata wafagiaji walikuwa hawapati nafasi ya kuweza kufanya kazi katika taasisi zile. Jambo lingine ambalo pia tumeweza kupata ambalo limezungumziwa katika ripoti hii ni kuvunjika moyo kwa wafanyaji kazi, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu wanafanya kazi masaa mengi na malipo ni machache, na vile vile hata mapumziko pia hawana. Kwa mfano, wengine walikuwa wanaingia kazini saa 12 asubuhi, anatoka 12 jioni, na kazi hii inafanywa kuanzia Jumatatu mpaka Jumamosi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo low staff morale sio kwa wale wahudumu muhimu wa hospitali, lakini hata wale wafanyaji kazi wa CHW wa afya ya umma ambao wameajiriwa, Mheshimiwa Spika, wengi wao pia walikuwa kwa hali yao ya morali imekuwa chini kwa sababu ya kwanza malipo ni duni, na vile vile pia hawapate malipo yale kwa wakati unaofaa. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo lingine ambalo limezungumziwa katika ripoti hii ni usalama wa zile taasisi. Mheshimiwa Spika, tulizuru taasisi ya Shikaadabu, Mheshimiwa Spika, ambapo ua wake ama ukuta ulikuwa umevunjwa wakati inajengwa barabara ya Likoni Lungalunga. Mheshimiwa Spika, mpaka sasa ninavyokuambia kwamba ukuta ule bado haujajengwa, na vile vile pia hakuna security yoyote ya wafanyaji kazi katika taasisi ile. Kuna wakati walivamiwa usiku, wakapokonywa simu zao, TV ambayo ilikuwa inatumika pale ikaibiwa, lakini mpaka sasa, Mheshimiwa Spika, hakujaweza kujengwa tena ukuta mwingine wa usalama ili kuhakikisha kwamba wale wanaofanya kazi pale na wagonjwa wanaokuja usiku wanaweza kupata usalama katika mali na maisha yao. Kwa hiyo, Mheshimiwa Spika, ipo haja ya usalama kuimarishwa, sio tu kujengwa ukuta, lakini hata zile CCTV kamera pia ziweze kuwekwa, ili wagonjwa wanapokwenda katika taasisi hizi, madaktari wanapofanya kazi katika taasisi hizi, wanakuwa ni wenye usalama wa kustahili ile kazi ambayo wanafanya. Mheshimiwa Spika, pia kuna upungufu wa umeme ama electricity katika taasisi zetu za afya. Mheshimiwa Spika, zile ambazo ziko mbali na miji hazina umeme, ambapo unapata kwamba wale wanaofanya kazi katika maabara hawawezi kuweka zile specimen ambazo zimechukuliwa, hawawezi kuweka damu ambayo wagonjwa wanaweza kuhitaji ili iweze kutumika kwa siku zingine zinazokuja za usoni. Kwa hiyo, Mheshimiwa Spika, hii masuala ya umeme, ipo haja pia ya kupendekeza kwamba taasisi nyingi ziweze kuunganishwa kwa umeme wa jua, yani solar energy, ili kuhakikisha kwamba hakuna gharama ya mwezi kila mwezi kulipa Kenya Power, kwa sababu tumeona kwamba mara nyingi Kenya Power inaweza kuwalipa, lakini huduma yao pia si ya kutegemea. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo jingine ambalo pia nimeona ni kwamba kuna katika kaunti zetu kuna zile tunazoita kwamba kwa Kiingereza misguided priorities. Kwa mfano, Mheshimiwa Spika, tulipozuru kaunti ya Mombasa, taasisi fulani za Mombasa, tulipata pana kwamba katika wodi ya Mlaleo kuna hospitali ambayo kwa sasa iko level 3, na upande wa pili ni wodi tofauti ambayo hiyo Mlaleo iko katika wodi ya Freetown na upande wa pili iko wodi ya Mjambwele. Kwa hiyo, Mheshimiwa Spika, pale katika taasisi ya Mlaleo Hospital ambayo iko barabarani kabisa, barabara ya zamani ya Malindi, taasisi ile inahudumia watu wengi, lakini haina madaktari, haina kwa mfano theater ya kufanya operation ndogo, haina pia maternity ward ambayo pamoja na ile maternity ward, kuna ile sehemu ambayo watoto wachanga waliozaliwa ambao hawajafikisha miezi 9 wanatakana wawekwe ili waweze kukua wakiwa katika mazingira mazuri. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, ile tunaita newborn unit hakuna katika sehemu ile. Kwa hivyo badala ya kuenua na kujaza yale mapungufu katika hiyo hospitali, county iliamua kujenga hospitali nyingine katika wodi ya Mjambere ambayo ni mahali ambapo waweza kutembea bila ya muda mrefu. Ushaona? Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, hii tunasema ni kama misguided program, kwa sababu kwanza jaza zile ambazo na mapungufu ambayo yaliyoko katika zile taasisi ambazo ziko. Baadaye ndio tuweze kujenga taasisi mpya. Hatuwezi kuwa tunajenga hospitali mpya hapa, pale kuna hospitali karibu ambayo inaweza kufikiwa lakini haina daktari, lakini haina x-ray, lakini haina maabara ambayo ni ya kisasa ambayo inaweza kuhudumia watu kwa njia ya urahisi na vile vile pia bila ya kupata usumbufu. Mheshimiwa Spika, tatizo jingine ambalo tuliangazia na ningependa mwenyekiti wa kamati hii aweko hapa ni kwa mwezi wa pili nafikiri mwaka huu tulipofungua bunge, niliweza kuleta maombi ya taarifa hapa kwa hii kamati ya afya. Lakini mpaka leo Mheshimiwa Spika, maombi yale hayajaweza kufanyiwa kazi. Karibu miezi 7 sasa tunasubiri labda lini watazuru Mombasa ili waweze kuona kwamba yale ambayo tumeyazungumzia yameweza kuangaziwa kwa kisawasawa ili wananchi wa Mombasa waweze kupata huduma ambazo wanastahili. Mheshimiwa, tukiangalia kama masuala ya ukosefu wa ambulance, sub county ya Jomvu, yani Jomvu constituency ambayo ina wodi 3, Mheshimiwa Spika, inabidi isubiri ambulance itakayotoka hospitali ya Portrees ndio iweze kwenda kuchukua mgonjwa katika hospitali ya Mikindani ama hospitali ya Jomvu ama hospitali ya Miritini, ambako mara nyingine kwa sababu msongamano wa magari na vile vile pia kwa vile barabara zinajengwa inakuwa ni shida kuweza kumpeleka mgonjwa katika hospitali kuu kwa sababu hakuna ambulance ya kuweza kufanya hivyo. Ukiangalia pia sehemu ya Likoni, Mheshimiwa Spika, hakuna ambulance katika maeneo ya Likoni. Kwa hivyo ambulance itoke Coast General upande mmoja wa mji ivuke feri iende ikachukue mgonjwa upande wa Likoni, Mheshimiwa Spika, ambapo tukiangalia mara nyingine feri kama kwa mfano masaa ya usiku huwa ni feri moja inahudumu kwa masaa. Kwa mfano saa moja itakuwa iko upande wa Likoni, saa lingine itakuwa upande wa Kisiwani. Hivyo basi inapata kwamba mgonjwa anaweza kuchelewa kuweza kufikishwa katika hospitali kwa sababu ya upungufu wa hizi ambulance ambazo ziko. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo moja ambalo pia tulikuwa tumelizangazia ni hali mbaya ya zile taasisi. Lakini tumeona kwamba baadhi ya yale marekebisho yamefanya. Kwa mfano ile hospitali ya Chuda imeweza kupakwa rangi na zile sehemu ambazo zilikuwa zinavuja kuweza kuzibwa. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, hiyo bado haitoshi kwa sababu ziko mambo mengi ambayo tuliyapendekeza katika ripoti yetu ya ukaguzi ambao mpaka sasa kaunti ya Mombasa hawajaweza kuyahudumia kwa kikamilifu. Kwa hiyo Mheshimiwa Spika, ninaunga mkono hii ripoti na ningependa kamati iweze kuharakisha ziara hizi katika kaunti nyingine, kwa sababu kuna zile kaunti ambazo ni za mbali. Kwa mfano kaunti ya Tana River, kaunti ya Lamu, kaunti za Mandera, kaunti za Wajia, ambako huduma hizi Mheshimiwa Spika ni muhimu lakini vile vile haziwezi kupatikana. Mwisho kuwa na Mheshimiwa Spika, na ningependa kuipongeza kamati kwa kazi hii nzuri ambayo wameweza kufanya, na tungependa kwamba waharakishe waweze kufikia zile kaunti zingine ambazo hawajazizuru ili wananchi wetu katika Jamhuri ya Kenya waweze kupata huduma na ugatuzi huo unaweza kufanya yale mambo ambayo yalitarajiwa kufanya. Asante Bi Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii.
Senator Mungatana.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to make my comments on the report by the Health Committee on the inspection tour of health facilities in West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, and Turkana. Madam Speaker, this report clearly is a reflection of what is happening in our counties. Madam Speaker, I want to first of all commend the chair of this committee together with the team of senators who made a decision to visit West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, and Turkana, because these are some of the counties that are placed far off from Nairobi, and what the committee has come up with is a very comprehensive report. But I'm going to focus on their visit to Kitale County Referral Hospital. Madam Speaker, the theater there is not having sufficient members of staff. They are handling about 50 to 200 cases per month with insufficient members of staff in that unit. The renal unit, Madam Speaker, where people go and do dialysis, is also understaffed. And the report bears us that sometimes the equipment is not functional. Madam Speaker, the maternity ward is also a very busy ward, but again, it has challenges. Not to mention the pediatric ward, the laboratory, the pharmacy, and even in the same referral hospital, security challenges exist. And this is a referral hospital, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this is a reflection of what is happening even in Tana River County. Madam Speaker, when you look at the budget that we sent, that the money that we sent to Tana River County, 2024-2025 budget, the amount of money that was allocated for health, it's 1.93 billion, which represents 18.6% of all the entire county budget. Madam Speaker, 1.93 billion of the funds that have been given to county, Tana River County, most of it, the bulk of this money, instead of going towards helping developing infrastructure within the county, helping to develop the theater, helping to develop the maternity and the renal unit within the Hola Referral Hospital, Madam Speaker, this money, 1.93 billion, has gone towards recurrent expenditure. Madam Speaker, this is an indictment on the governor. It is an indictment on the CEC in charge of health, and even on the chief officer in charge of health. These three people, Madam Speaker, when the funds have been allocated to your department, and then you take the same money, allocate most of it towards recurrent expenditures. You go for seminars, you go for trips, you move outside the county to collect as much per diem as possible, while development infrastructure remains stagnated within the county, within the referral hospital, is really a shame. Madam Speaker, it has become so bad in Tana River County that people are constantly referred to Garissa, and they are referred to Kilifi counties. Madam Speaker, the hospitals which are supposed to be to receive our people from Tana River are complaining. Madam Speaker, it is constantly on our desks as senator that the people who are being referred to Malindi, they are always asked, we are receiving money from devolution, and you are receiving money in Tana River County for devolution. Why is it that you are bringing us your sick people here all the time? The same questions are being asked in Garissa County. Why is it that you're taking your sick people to Garissa and yet you are receiving money? And Madam Speaker, it is because what is happening in Kitale County Referral Hospital is what is happening in Tana River Hola Referral Hospital. Madam Speaker, there's a dilapidated whole maternity wing, Madam Speaker. Even the walkways are having problems. When you have to move from the bed, the room where you are admitted, to where the theater is, and you are a lady who is in labor, Madam Speaker, even the walkways, the governor has been defeated to fix just the walkways, Madam Speaker, so that somebody who is being wheeled from the ward to the theater can actually be wheeled in an appropriate manner. Madam Speaker, security issues, which are in Kitale Hospital, they are worse in Tana River County Hospital. When you enter, Madam Speaker, you will see that the referral hospital can be accessed on various angles. The security is not proper. Madam Speaker, we need to do something about what is happening within our health systems. There are 71 health facilities across Tana River County. And Madam Speaker, you don't get people coming to tell you they are doing a good job here and there. Most of our citizens in the county, they are complaining, Madam Speaker. So I ask again, you allocate 18.6% of the budget of the county, or in figures, 1.93 billion of the budget of the county to health department. And what you get is complaints through and through, Madam Speaker. So what do we need to do? Madam Speaker, the county government needs to make or pay benchmarking visits to the county of Murang'a. Madam Speaker, I have been to Murang'a, Madam Speaker, and the governor there has come up with a system of digitization of the health system for the county. And he is able to say how many people are in this health facility, how many people are in this dispensary. They are able to track the drugs that are going to these health facilities. They are able to track the vehicles that are working in health department. They are able to know who has fueled what, who has not worked, where the vehicle is, where it went, where it got parked. Madam Speaker, they are able to tell from their system how many patients were treated where, how many patients went for invasive surgery, how many patients received medicines from the pharmacy, and they're able to track what is happening from the supply, right from KEMSA, when it is received in the county, and the distribution networks. Madam Speaker, in Tana River County, you cannot know how much has come, how much is gone, because everything is manual. Even the little monies, which is supposed to be on-source revenues collected, there's no proper traceability of this. And Madam Speaker, this is deliberate. This is planned because they do not want to disclose how much monies are being collected from these various institutions. Why is it that our county in Tana River does not want to digitize? Nothing. They don't want, even normal collections like the market. They don't want anything digital. They don't want to digitize collections from the market, the traders, people who pay for their animals, the marketplace to sell and buy animals. They don't want to digitize lorries that are passing through the county. It's because it has become a cash cow. People are stealing money left, right, and center. And it is a shame that someone can run for governorship and then they end up not managing any of the resources properly. They cannot account. And they do not want to put the systems. Madam Speaker, I do not understand why Governor Kangata in Murang'a County is able to prioritize the digitization of his county health system, and we can't do it. And they're able to look at what is happening, and we can't do it. And it's by design, Madam Speaker. It is so sad that we sit here, we budget, we fight for funds to go down to the county, but we have managers in the county who do not care about the responsibility that has been given to them. So, Madam Speaker, as I support this report that the Health Committee of the Senate moved in West Pokot, Trans Nzoia, and Turkana, I urge them also to take time to visit Tana River County. Madam Speaker, it's pathetic because we have a system that is broken down, a system that cannot account for the monies that are there. Madam Speaker, I urge this health committee, as they are doing their rounds, to also prioritize some of these areas that are far away. Madam Speaker, as it has been said by previous speakers who have taken the floor, that what needs to be done, apart from proposing corrective measures, we also need, Madam Speaker, to have people charged and taken to court for criminal negligence. Some of these officers who are working, they are so irresponsible that you can't imagine, Madam Speaker. You are a chief officer, you are a CEC, you are a governor, and you have all these health facilities, health is devolved, but you don't visit hospitals. There's no system of even just looking that this time we shall be in this ward, this time we shall be in this ward, to just check what is happening within the counties. So, Madam Speaker, I think criminalization of negligence was an offense that was put there. There's criminal negligence, and more people need to be charged with these offenses, especially about health, so that our people can benefit from the monies that we fight for here in the Senate, and then we ensure they go to the county assemblies. And Madam Speaker, I support this report on the visits to West Pokot, to Trans Nzoia, and to Turkana counties, with an urge, as I urge the committee to also move to other counties, including Tana River County. And as I urge the committee also to seek more tougher measures against officers whom we send money and they don't do what is expected of them. Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, I beg to support the report of this health committee. I thank you.
Senator Newton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Sorry, I also raised to support this report by the Committee on Health. And Madam Speaker, I belonged to that committee before committees were reorganized, and I had the benefit of visiting several medical facilities in this country, Madam Speaker. And although the report in question is about Trans Nzoia, West Pokot, and Turkana counties, Madam Speaker, but the problems and challenges that we encounter in these hospitals are almost similar. Madam Speaker, most of the hospitals, like the committee found in Trans Nzoia, do not have adequate security walls. And this is a challenge because, Madam Speaker, especially in the light of the murders that have been happening in Kenyatta National Hospital, this is a challenge to the security of patients who may be admitted in the wards of this particular hospital and other hospitals, Madam Speaker. And so I think it's important that we call upon all the governors and their executives in charge of health to see to it that hospitals are well secured, Madam Speaker, in order for any patient that may be admitted in these facilities to be safe. It is very sad, it could be very sad that somebody goes to a medical facility to seek wellness, only for them to lose their life while in hospital. It beats all logic. And so security of medical facilities, Mr. Speaker, is something that all counties need to work on. We also have a challenge when we don't have these security walls, because patients could also escape without notice, because sometimes a patient could have bills, sometimes a patient could be disturbed mentally, and they could actually run away from the facility, which again would cause untold suffering to the families of such patients. And so security walls around hospitals and surveillance must be something that the counties should invest in. Availability of ambulances, Mr. Speaker, and I have raised a statement here which has been expedited on by the Committee on Health regarding deaths that happen, especially one particular death that happened in our county resulting from lack of an ambulance when the patient was supposed to be able to be attended in the shortest time possible. And so this unavailability of ambulances is also something that county governors and their health departments must look into. This is because ambulances are not stationary, and that we understand. Because of course, when you could even have 3 or so ambulances in a particular hospital, but all of them could at one particular point in time have taken out patients. And so it is important that county governments invest more in ambulances, because sometimes saving a life is a matter of seconds, of minutes, if not seconds, Mr. Speaker. And so this is not a problem peculiar to Trans Nzoia. It's a problem that affects most of the counties. And I'm glad that the Committee on Health was able to identify these as one of the problems or one of the challenges that face our health facilities. When you look at the medical negligence that is there, Mr. Speaker, with the medical staff, sometimes because their morale is low, because maybe the contractual agreements are not very friendly to them. And of course, in this age of lack of jobs, somebody then signs in any job that comes around. I think it's important as counties do their budgets to allocate more or sufficient amounts of resources in order for them to see to it that all medical staff are highly motivated by way of pay and also by the conditions of by the conditions of or the environment of work at the hospitals, in order for this very important service to be offered by people or by staff that is highly motivated and ready to deliver. Mr. Speaker, I have had, I'm proud to hear Senator Mongatana, giving accolades to my county. And it is true that in my county, all health facilities and all health activities and operations are digitized. We must encourage all counties to digitize their operations in order for them to prevent even, loss of drugs, and to also control personnel, because when we can be able to know remotely who has reported to work or who is doing what they're supposed to do and who is not doing what they're supposed to do, then it makes management of these health institutions easy. And so it's important for counties, Mr. Speaker, to digitize their operations. In any case, this is the age of digital literacy and digital operations. Mr. Speaker, these health workers, this, if you ask me, is the most important activity or the most important service that counties offer, health. Because we can live without an education, Mr. Speaker, and I say that with due respect to my professional colleagues, the teachers. We can live without an education, but we cannot live without good health. And so I think even as we allocate monies to education, we need, as counties, our counties need to allocate even more on health. And this is a major devolved function that counties have. Because for education, of course, counties deal with only ECD centers, Mr. Speaker, and vocational training centers. So we should have enough in our budget to cater for good employment terms for our medical staff, and to also cater for the medical equipment and medical drugs and reagents, Mr. Speaker. When you go to West Pokot, there was operationalization of specialized medical equipment, and this is a challenge that we have, especially with far-off counties, that they have equipment, but they do not have trained technicians to run these or to operate these machines. And I think before a county invests in specialized medical equipment, they should have in mind and they should have taken care of the fact that there needs to be specialized staff to deal or to operate this medical equipment. And this is something also that affects many other counties, especially those in far-off places, Mr. Speaker. And I think the health committee did a very good report and noted these problems, Mr. Speaker. One other challenge that we could find when we used to make this county visit, and I can see the Senator of Kisii is here, and we visited his county when I was a member of this particular committee, is preservation of bodies. That some counties do not or have not invested in preservation of bodies, Mr. Speaker. And we have to take care of the dead as human beings, because these are loved ones of some people. And so counties must also invest in this particular area, Mr. Speaker. It's an area that people don't like talking about, but it's an area that every facility needs to have in order for them, because, it's appointed for every man to die. And when they die, good care should be taken of them. And so this is something that counties also need to think about, Mr. Speaker. And I think the many other things that the committee recommended are good things, and things that will help service delivery, especially health service delivery in our counties. And Mr. Speaker, I do not want to take too much time. I just want to say that I support this report, and I challenge also other committees, other committee chairs, to also do their reports and bring them here for us to be able to debate and also give our ideas on what we think of the report, so that, Mr. Speaker, we can all add our minds and our ideas into the things or into the ideas that our different committees in this House have. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I support this particular report by the Committee on Health. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Onyonka Richard.
Mr. Speaker, I am quite happy to have this opportunity today to contribute and discuss a very, very weighty matter nationally in our republic. I believe that the health sector is on transition. Why? Obviously, Mr. Speaker, because now we have a new health system which seems to be working, and in some cases it's not working. Of course, we are aware the challenges that exist when there are always transformations, or when there is movement from one system to the other. Mr. Speaker, I want to persuade the Health Committee, where now I belong, that the responsibility of making sure that we can upgrade our health facilities in the Republic of Kenya stands completely in the hands, or sits in the hands of this committee, and particularly this House. So the outstanding issues which exist, Mr. Speaker, number one, as we moved out, and I remember as my Senate colleague has said, we actually went to my county Kisii, and I remember when we got there, one of the issues that happened is that all the senior managers of the facility actually disappeared on us. And we had to run around trying to find out, and any places that we were trying to kind of poke our noses into, we found resistance. Why? Because there were certain things that were not running correctly. And the truth is, you have a problem with personnel. Our personnel is mistreated. You find sometimes the workers in all the health facilities in our republic are cross-transferred without even considering how many years somebody has been trained, how far he has been educated, and what skills he has picked or she has picked, so that then they can participate in the development of our counties by providing excellent health care. But that is not the case, because, Mr. Speaker, we as politicians then are actually the culprits. We go into these facilities and destabilize them because we either want to employ friends and relatives. Sometimes we want to employ people who we can misuse to get into the murky waters of the corruption that goes on through these facilities. Mr. Speaker, you know that health facilities collect revenue, but most of our county governments don't have a financial structure and a financial platform which manages the collection of this revenue. So even when you have what is called the Facility Maintenance Fund, which is supposed to come from level 3, level 4 facilities into the county health department, what basically you find, Mr. Speaker, is that this money actually is taken and it is used for doing other things instead of improving and developing most of these facilities, which are either dilapidated, they are all of them dirty, many of them have never been maintained, and it looks like everybody who works in all these facilities is frustrated, upset, and unhappy. So, Mr. Speaker, the challenges we face in our health facilities are many, and I believe this House should be engaged and seized over this matter. If you look, all our county governments, most of them are complaining and saying how KEMSA doesn't supply the medicines. And yet in reality, when you try and find out deeply what is happening with the KEMSA story, then you find again the same challenges do exist. The system of purchasing medicines. If you look at the facilities that we visited in the last 1 month, 2 months, as I joined the Health Committee, 50% of the medicines in these facilities, Mr. Speaker, have expired. And the reason is very simple. We don't have an in-out system that manages the supply and distribution of these medicines. As a result, what do you find, Mr. Speaker? That even the people who are supposed to be changing these medicines once they have gotten into the health facilities, in fact, they even take them and sell them to other health facilities because nobody follows that these medicines are expired or not. Of course, are there cases where the health facilities have done well and you can talk about it? Yes, I am very happy that in the previous regime of Governor James Ongwae, the facilities that were done, you had the Doctor's Plaza, which was done and is beautiful if you look at it. You had during James Ongwae's time doing the mother child care center, which is very nicely done, only that it had not been equipped, but I was informed that the national government has actually put resources for the equipping of these facilities. If, Mr. Speaker, you went and visited Kiambu and Kirinyaga recently, you will see that Kiambu has put quite a bit of money into the hospital facilities that exist in the hospital. The other issue that you find, Mr. Speaker, and my colleagues have talked about it over and over and again, why are we unable to digitize the financial system in the hospital, the procurement system in the hospitals, the revenue collection system within the hospital, the IPPD. Why are we finding that in some of the facilities, you find that the employees who are there, the records are not actually kept up to date as we speak? So these are challenges, Mr. Speaker, that I think as members of this committee, we must engage ourselves. We must make sure that the visits which we make, if you look at these reports, the facilities we visited were 4. And yet, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the number of health facilities that exist within our counties, there are thousands. So my conviction and belief is that the House should look for a way on how we can actually avail resources, make sure that the Health Committee is constantly moving in our republic. The other day, Mr. Speaker, you saw when there was a story about how a patient was killed by an individual. And indeed, to be honest with you, Mr. Speaker, the Committee of Health was intending to go there so that we can begin a spot check and realize what was going on. Immediately, the information leaked that we were going there. I saw the Ministry of Health team rushing there, and that is the way it should be. In other words, our job is to oversight what the national government is doing. Our job is to make sure that the Kenyan public gets services. Our job is not to politic 24/7 talking about things which some don't matter. But you see our country where we've reached, Mr. Speaker, if we are not able to provide even a simple service like health services, like availing malaria tablets to poor people, like making sure that when students fall sick in our schools, they get medicines, they get treated. Some of the students are going to have complications, and we must be a people that are able to take care of our vulnerable. And Mr. Speaker, my honest observation is that every time we have visited these county facilities, and we went there the second time, there is always an improvement. We went to Isiolo, we saw what was there, we discussed the issues which were there. We went to Samburu. We saw the work which is being done. We were taken all over the facility. We were actually happy that the governor made it possible for us to go and look at every single item that is positive and that is wrong with his hospital. And yet, of course, when we walked in, like all the hospitals in Kenya, we are not able to deal with our septic material. We don't have well done, Mr. Speaker, I'm talking about the equipment that is able to burn some of the material that is toxic that is coming out of the hospitals. These are very simple things to do, Mr. Speaker. I can tell you that some of the things we were seeing, I mean, we went to some hospitals when we were in Wajir, and you find people sitting on the floor. And yet, they're plastic chairs, which can cost 1,000 shillings. And when we were inquiring how much money does the county government have in its account, the health account, they had 12 million shillings. So you ask somebody, why are you not able to buy 20 chairs? So that the poor people who are sick, some of them are having kizunguzungu, some of them are having diarrhea, and they are not able to carry themselves along. And Mr. Speaker, people are sitting on the floor. We also saw that in Kakamega at one time. But later, Kakamega moved very quickly and they changed what was happening. So we are saying, let us persuade ourselves as leadership. Let us make sure that we as senators can persuade our governors and push them and make sure we oversight these facilities so that at least, Mr. Speaker, we can have improvement on delivery services, because health is one of the human rights that Kenyans expect and deserve. With those very many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support the report, and I hope and pray that the committees that are in this House and the deliberation deliberations, Mr. Speaker, that we are having like today, surely we can go and hold a deliberation in Homa Bay as we are going to Migori, Kisii, Kisumu, and Siaya. We can move to Turkana like we went to the other day. We come by road to West Pokot and Baringo. We can go to Kericho and go to Bomet on another day. And you can see that that will enable us to have the necessary capacity to see for ourselves the challenges that these facilities are having. And finally, I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that indeed there were some county government workers who were really, really good. Some of the chemists were doing an excellent job. Some of the people who are dealing with blood transfusion and managing the blood needs of these county governments were actually professionals, and we were on cases very happy that some of them have taken the oath, that the chiropractic oath they have taken of providing human services to people who are challenged. And I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, that we have a lot to do, but again, we have a lot to learn from some of the counties that are doing well. Coast General Hospital was quite satisfactory when we went there. And Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that the health facility in Mandera and Wajir, both are brand new facilities, and if you went and looked at them, you would think you are at Nairobi Hospital or Aga Khan. So it's a very positive development, and I hope and want and wish that my colleagues can continue pushing so that we give Kenyans the service they deserve. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to say a few things.
Thank you, Senator Professor Tom Agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with a sad heart this morning we lost property in Bass Park in Kisumu County when a fire outbreak brought down about 60 units, business units at Bass Park, and we are busy reconstructing and helping with the health needs and other needs of those residents. And so, Mr. Speaker, my contribution to the report on the Standing Committee on Health comes hot on the heels of something I had to deal with this morning, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just want to say that this report comes at a point when we are facing the devolution conference that will be held in Homa Bay between the 12th to the 15th of August 2025. And I think next week we'll all be busy in Homa Bay trying to deal with the various aspects of devolution. And one such devolved service, Mr. Speaker, is the health sector. And the health sector, thanks to the chair of the Health Committee, Governor Jackson Mandago, has made strides in ensuring that every county, Mr. Speaker, lives up to the expectations of the standard of health required under the new system, Mr. Speaker, that has redefined the provision of health. And Mr. Speaker, because now we have a transformation, or move from the initial system that had a number of issues, the NHIF system, now we have SHA, and we know, Mr. Speaker, that from the data that we have a daily subscription or registration of up to 18,000, up to 23,000 and upwards, and SHA is now subscribed to a level never imagined before. That we are at a level, Mr. Speaker, where we should be able to service our hospitals better than we did in the previous dispensation. And that not only applies, Mr. Speaker, to limited facilities, but to theater, to renal, to maternal units, to pediatric units, to laboratory, pharmacy, and even security. And that is what the testimony that we have from the visits that this committee carried to Kitale County, to Trans Nzoia County, to West Pokot County, and to Turkana counties, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this visit mirrors some of the facilities that we have in Kisumu County. And we are glad, Mr. Speaker, that at this point, Mr. Speaker, Jaramogi Teaching and Referral Hospital, JTRH, has now been elevated to a level 6 hospital. And its budget will move from the over Kenya shillings 1 billion that used to be in a budget to Kenya shillings 3 billion. An additional 2 billion because now it will be a level 6 hospital and it will be a parastatal with the capacity, Mr. Speaker, to absorb more staff, with the capacity, Mr. Speaker, to offer services that are not offered in level 5 and level 4 hospitals, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, that will therefore mean, Mr. Speaker, that Jaramogi Teaching and Referral Hospital will therefore be of service to the other hospitals in Maseno, Mr. Speaker, Kombewa, in Paponditi, in Nyakach, Mr. Speaker, to Ahero, Mr. Speaker, and that will ensure, Mr. Speaker, that we have a referral hospital in the Western region that will also serve other counties like Kakamega, Vihiga, Kisii, and Nyamira counties. So the elevation of Jaramogi Oginga Hospital, Mr. Speaker, to a referral could not have come at a better time because it will offer advanced medical facilities to the region, even to Kericho, Mr. Speaker, so that we will ensure, Mr. Speaker, that this facility should come in handy to help those who live in the western region of the country. Mr. Speaker, I must thank the Committee of Health for initiating the Mashinani Initiative on Health. The last time they did the circuit in Western, Mr. Speaker, they pointed to a number of human resource needs, the need of hospital or doctors in Ahero Health Center, for instance, the need for doctors in Paponditi Health Center, Mr. Speaker, the need for personnel in Kombewa Health Center, Mr. Speaker, the need for personnel in Kisumu District Hospital and other facilities in my county, Mr. Speaker. This initiative should therefore continue to ensure that we prioritize and fill the gaps in these health needs in all counties, that we ensure that we have enough personnel to work in the theaters. In Trans-Nzoia, we only have 7 nurses and 6 doctors handling over 200 cases per day. In Ahero, we had about just 6 nurses, which is way below the need of the public, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Reno unit needs to be serviced because we now have more and more cases, Mr. Speaker, of those who require kidney attention, Mr. Speaker, those who require dialysis, and therefore the committee should ensure that there are enough machines in these units. And Mr. Speaker, this brings into perspective primary oversight and secretary oversight. Our county assemblies must wake up and ensure that they undertake their role of primary oversight, to ensure that health as a devolved sector is properly oversighted, to ensure that the health committee in the county assemblies visits these hospitals to ensure that they deliver to the public. Mr. Speaker, health equals human rights. Health is primary, health is important. It's so fundamental, Mr. Speaker, that our maternity wards, our pediatric wards, our laboratories must work to meet the needs of our people. And there can be no substitute, Mr. Speaker, to good health. Mr. Speaker, this report comes at a time when we are moving to this conference. And, Mr. Speaker, it is inconceivable, Mr. Speaker, that basic things such as seats, and Mr. Nyonka has addressed this, can be missing in hospitals in Turkana when there's a budget and when there's money. We must ensure that the CECs responsible for health rise up to the occasion and ensure that health facilities in these countries and these counties work, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I support the report.
Senator Esther or Kenyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wish to comment on this report. First, I wish to congratulate the chair, Senator Jackson Mandago, and I wish to indicate that I equally contributed to this inspection visit because I was still a member of the Health Committee when this was happening. So I feel like this report should not be left out without my comment, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when you look at most of the observations by the members of the committee, they actually show you the state of the healthcare system in our county governments, not just in Trans Nzoia, West Pokot, but so many other county governments are facing these challenges, Mr. Speaker. And when you look at the proposal, the recommendation to have the county assemblies be given more oversight mandate, this is because so many things are happening which do not actually need the Committee of Senate for Health to go down there and see. If the health committees in the county assemblies were strong enough, some of these issues would be dealt with. Because sometimes when the Senate Health Committee visit, there are very quick gains we actually get. Sometimes you go to a facility, maybe there are no curtains, there are no mosquito nets, and those impromptu visits make the executive act swiftly and put such into place. Mr. Speaker, the recommendation of having revenue collection points automated, this is one way of minimizing on losses so that counties are also increasing their own sources of revenue. This